guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in, thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased about to bring you a Pagani design. I'm not saying this is a really new Pagani design, it's been around a while. It's the PD-1679. I'm going to say just out the block, this is a budget banger. Like, you can't really go wrong. I picked this up for in around £40 on AliExpress choice, all in. What can you say? What can you say? Sapphire crystal, Seiko movement. It looked the business. It's one that I've been meaning to get in for a while. There was 3 different colour variations to choose from. I've gone for this one. I think it looks really, really cool. For the price, like I said, where else can you buy this type of watch for that sort of price? There isn't anywhere. So I wanted to get it in. As I've said, I've been long meaning to get this in. It gave me all the motivation, incentive I needed to get it in with the price. Is it the budget banger I was hoping for? I guess there's no time like the present to find out. But if you like the watch, please use the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, but it doesn't cost you any more. Just makes your life a bit easier. But I will stop going on because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. As you'll see, it's one of the iterations of packaging you get from Pagani Design. Box with the sort of flip over and magnet holding it in place. Cleaning cloth, again, the usual sort of stuff. I'll take this out. Inner foam. Down the side you can have the warranty card, the usual stuff you get. If you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times. Hang tag, you know the score by now with Pagani Design, so I'm not going to focus too much on that. I'm not going to insult your intelligence, you know what's in there. But then this is the watch, guys. This is one that you'd have seen in my AliExpress choice video. It was one that I was super excited to get in. It's one that I've been meaning to get in for a long time in actual fact, but for one reason or another. But when I picked this up all in for £40, it felt like no better time to get it. So there you go. So like I said, £40, and I've been astonished really for what £40 can get you nowadays. Let me just move the crown actually, so that we can change the time, because I like to put it to a sort of more appealing position so you can actually see everything that's going on the dial. Let's leave it about there, so it gives us time to sort of run through stuff. Actually, let me leave the crown undone. We'll need to do that in a bit anyway. So this is the PD-1679. As I say, not a new watch, but one that I thought for the price I needed to bring to your attention, as I did so on my AliExpress choice Pagani Design takeover video. I'll bring the other colours up next to me right now actually, so you can have a good idea of what it's about, what sort of colours there are to choose from. There's loads of different stores that sell this watch, so definitely look around for one that is obviously offering the best value for yourself. But yeah, lots of value to be had with this watch. Inside it's running a Seiko NH35 movement. I'll bring the information up about that movement now. Yeah, I don't need to go into too much detail about this movement. If any of you have watched any of my videos before, any watch review ever, you've probably seen the NH35, or knows also as a 4R35 winning a Seiko watch. We'll go for a few bits together. 21,600 beats per hour, 24 joules, 41-hour power reserve, and this one is running about 8 seconds faster a day. So for £40 automatic watch that looks like this, can we complain? I'm not sure we can. Yeah, I think it's a real spec monster, and like I said, at a very, very good price. And the fact you're even getting a Seiko NH35 movement in this watch, when that sort of you pick them up for sort of £25-30 is unreal. So you're thinking how much you're getting a watch for. So there we go, crazy stuff. The construction of the watch, so aside from the strap and the bezel insert and the crystal on the front and back, it's all 316L stainless steel. So you've got a crown at the 10 o'clock position and at the 3 o'clock. You've got the brushing at the side, transitions to a big, thick, polished surface, twisted at the lugs and it's brushed inside. The case back is brushed, and the outer part, you've got a faceted, polished edge going around the outer edge, and obviously exhibition inside. The clasp is do you know what, it should be easy to use. It's all polished, but it was a bit of a pain, and I will talk about that in a moment, because I'm not going to be taking that out because it was a nightmare, I'll be honest. But yeah, that's the 316L stainless steel throughout there. As I said, the bezels also, but not the insert, so we'll talk about that in a moment. The case thickness of the watch is 15.2 millimeters. Yeah, I know, a little bit thick. When you go from 8 to the 2, the case measures at 42.8 millimeters. And when you go from 9 to the 3 or 10 to the 4, because there's crowns there, it's coming at 45.8 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20, and the lug to lug, tip to tip, is coming at 49.1 millimeters. So not small. Definitely, you definitely know you're wearing it. But I think the fact that lug to lug isn't so considerable definitely makes it more wearable for maybe smaller wrists, and it fits nicely on my wrist. And my wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist, but you'll see it in a moment, as you've seen it also in the intro. As I said, the bezel is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. I'll let you take a listen. I kid you not, guys. That's probably the best bezel I've had on a Pagani design watch. Very, very nice. Ceramic insert. It's going for sort of like a Pepsi sort of look with the colours. Yeah, the bezel was something I was really impressed with. Something that I didn't expect to be quite as good as it is, to be honest, guys. Yeah, it lines up nicely. No bounce, no backplay. Lines up really, really well. So yeah, there we go. The case back, as I said, is screwed down. It's got some information on the back there also. Let me just actually open the strap to make it easier. So I bang the camera. But there we go. You've probably seen these case backs, and you've seen the movement many, many times, as you've seen it a moment ago as well. Crown is situated at 3 o'clock and one at the 10 o'clock, excuse me. Both are screwed down. Both are easy to deal with. I've had no real reason to deal with the one at the 10. That's sort of like a helium escape valve. I'm not sure it works in the same way, but that's the style of crown it is. And obviously the one at the 3 has also changed the time and stuff, which you saw a moment ago as well. The strap it comes on is sort of like a canvas and rubber sort of amalgamation. The clasp is supposed to be really easy on the fly, but it was a right pain, because once you put it in there, there's not much room. It's quite tight. It made it extremely difficult. Once it lands in one of those holes, it was a right pain to get out. So not an easy one to deal with in actual reality. But yeah, once it's in place, nice and easy. Double safety pushers signed on the top. So there we are. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal. So you've got mineral at the back, you've got sapphire at the front. So one of the two elements is sapphire crystal, and for the price, we can't really expect the back to be sapphire, really, can we? It'd have been nice. It'd have been a bit of a Brucey, but we didn't. It's not. The water resistance is cited as being 100 meters, as you can see on the dial. So that'll give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance. But guys and girls, do bear in mind, most watches on AliExpress platform are not certified. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, it's giving you 10 atmospheres. Bearing in mind the crowns are screwed down, the crystal is nicely seated, case back is screwed down. I'll be happy to take it swimming, just to say. The weight will appear in the top right. It's just above 109 grams, which the fact give us on a canvas strap is probably about bang on in terms of where the weight should be, because it's not a small watch, so hardly surprising. But there we go. So anyway, let's have a look at the dial in just a bit more detail. So it's a nice dial. It's sort of like a white dial. Almost looks enamel by how it's been finished, but it's definitely not going to be. You've got a minute track going around the outer edge. You've got battens at every hour. You've got smaller ones at the 12, 3, 6 and 9. Given this making way for obviously the 3, 9 and 12. You've got numerals that are in red, which are done nice. And you've got the date down at the 6 o'clock position. Just below the 12 o'clock, you've got Pagani design. You've got the logo and script writing just printed onto the dial. Just above the 6, where the date is, you've got automatic, water resistant, 100 meters. The date is nicely cut out. It's got a sort of like a little border of such. The hands and indices, I like the fact they're framed in high blue. I think it looks really nice. Nice blued outer part of the indices and hands. You've got the red long second hand, which is in keeping with other elements on the dial and also on the bezel. The red, white and blue looks really, really cool, how it's been sort of captured on this watch. I know there's no originality with this watch, don't get me wrong, guys, but I think they've done it well for the money. As I'll bring the loom up now, actually, guys. You can take a look at the loom. The loom, this wasn't charged at all when I did it. It's just from the lighting. It just in my studio, and I think it looks really, really cool. It was something that I was really surprised by, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as popping as that. The only thing is it doesn't last very long, so bit of a trade-off. It'd be nice to have lasted longer. So if it did last longer, it probably would be appearing on a certain section later. But given the fact it fades relatively quickly, is a bit disappointing, but good burst to begin with. Inside, as I said before, it's run the Seiko NH35 movement. You take the crown all the way out, because obviously I unscrewed it already. It will hack. you put it back in, it will start back up again. Decent bit of bounce away from the case, which is good to see. You take out to the first position. You can change the date to obviously what date you're at. And then that's it really. That's all you're really going to be engaging with the crown with. And like I said, you've got a good sized crown. As you can see, I'm easily able to deal with it even when I'm wearing gloves. Start turning the bezel. Let me turn that back to the 12. When it's off in videos, when I watch other people's videos, it frustrates me. So I'm sure you feel the same. But that's everything going on there, guys. Really, really pretty watch. Lots and lots to like. Let me just pop it on the wrist, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so guys and girls, this is what it looks like on my wrist. As I said, just above a 7-inch wrist. And I think it fits really, really nicely. The colorways they've used with the red, white and blue throughout is really nice to see. Very cool. Okay, so that would now swiftly take me on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you'll know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants. 3 things I'm going to mention. The 3 things are the thickness. It's over 15mm thick. It really didn't need to be that thick. I think if it could have come in at maybe 2mm less thick, that would have been preferable. But yeah, too thick at this point. So there we go. The sharp edges in terms of at the back of the case and on the bezel, they feel sharp in places. Needs a little bit better finishing on there in terms of just maybe, yeah, getting rid of those sharp edges basically. And the clasp adjustment, as I've said, that was a right pain. Once it goes into one of those holes as you're sliding it across, it's a right pain to get off. So yeah, because it's so tight around there, it makes it very difficult to sort of negotiate. Not a lot of wriggle room. So yeah, the clasp adjustment as well. So they're the 3 things I mentioned. Is I go with the thickness of the watch, the sharp edges and the clasp adjustment. What I think is pucker is quite a bit more. I go with the sapphire crystal. The fact you're getting sapphire crystal hasn't got a huge amount of AR coating, but sapphire crystal for a watch at this price is much appreciated. The bezel I mentioned generally in terms of the alignment, in terms of the how tactile it feels and stuff, very, very good. Very even clicks as well. The hands and indices, yeah, I think I had to mention that. I think they really pop in different lighting, the way it looks, really, really nice. The date location, I do like a date to be sort of situated down there, if I'm honest. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I just think it helps with the symmetry of the watch generally. It's more sort of one of my preferred positions, to be honest. The movement, yeah, as I said, Seiko NH35 movement in a watch at this price is just unbelievable, so I had to mention the movement. The general look of the watch, I think it looks really cool, to be honest. I'm really pleased I finally managed to get one in. And the price, like I said, I know you might struggle to get it exactly the same price, but I mean, what I paid for it, sort of like daylight robbery, if you ask me. So the things I mentioned is a sapphire crystal, bezel, hands and indices, date location, movement, general look and price of the watch. And would I recommend this watch? I definitely still would. I know I've mentioned 3 things, and like I said, you might have more joy with the clasp. Hopefully your one doesn't feel so sharp. The thickness is going to be a problem for a lot of people, but I think given the price, it's very, very difficult to not recommend this watch. But so yeah, I think we've started 2024 with a bang with this watch. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch your time. Take care, guys. All the very best.